Well, it is Sports Week here on Sonoran Living Live. We're having a lot of fun with this theme, and if your kids, maybe even you, play sports, injury prevention, of course, is on top of mind. So, to show us how to stay injury-free, we have invited two very special ladies. This is Natalie Seaman. She's the owner of Camelback Sports Therapy, and you have a beautiful model with you, and she's going to show us the keys to keeping our bodies healthy when we take on these sports. What should we think about? What are the key points to staying injury-free?
Right. You know, the key points to staying injury-free is to make sure that you cross-train and that you stretch.
Those are very important things, and you know we hear about dynamic versus static stretching. What is the difference between the two, and can you kind of give us some examples so we can make sure that we stay injury-free?
Yes, absolutely. So I think most of us are really familiar with static stretching. I mean, it's been around forever.
So that's this.
And basically, static stretching is where you take a stretch and you hold it for 30 seconds. Now, this type of stretching will improve flexibility, but it's the type of stretching that you want to do after your sports or activity.
So should we stretch before? Because you've heard that. You should stretch on both sides of the sport.
Absolutely. And that's where a lot of confusion comes into play. People don't know really what to do prior to their activity. So there's actually a different type of stretching called dynamic stretching. And Rose is going to demonstrate this. Dynamic stretching, actually, if you go to a sporting event before the game starts, you'll see the professional players going through a dynamic stretch.
And you were on your tippy toes just now and on your heels. So it doesn't look like, I mean, you know, just to look at it, it doesn't look like she's doing a lot. But what is she doing? She's actually stretching that hamstring and that calf muscle?
She is. So it's kind of doing a little bit of a cardio warm-up. You're doing an active movement of one muscle group, and on the opposite side of your leg, you're actually doing a stretch. So that's why it's called a dynamic warm-up or a dynamic stretch. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. And with dynamic stretching, what they've actually done, they've done some research on this, and what it's shown is that if you do dynamic stretching before a sports activity, you'll actually improve your performance versus not stretching at all or doing static stretching. So
and again, the football players are not out there on the field just to sign autographs. They're really stretching. They really are warming their bodies up, because that's what we're doing, right? We're just getting our body primed and ready for our activity, whatever it may be. And a lot of kids start sports very, very young, like when they're before the muscles have really even developed. So as they grow, should they change what type of stretching they do?
No, I think the biggest reason why we're seeing so many young athletes being injured, I mean, there is 3 million adolescents that are in the emergency room each year, and 5 million that actually go to their primary care or to a sports medicine clinic for injury. So we know it's a big problem. It's that they're not really doing this type of stretching that they need to be doing. And then the other thing that I hit was that they need to be cross-training. So the kids are getting into one sport at a very, very intense competitive level, and they're not mixing it up. So they need to maybe mix in another sport. Same thing with the mom and dads. You know, you got to mix it up a little bit and cross-train.
Well, I told you last year I started working out and picking up weights for the first time, and I really tore my shoulder. And it'll put you on your caboose for a while, because you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, and it does hurt, but you've got to get back out there. And the dynamic stretching, do you do that in a faster pace as well?
Absolutely.
As I say it, she does it. There you go. So you kick it up a notch.
Absolutely. So it just really, this can be modified for a person of any age or any fitness level. And that's the beauty of it. You can do it slow, like Rose demonstrated in the beginning, or you can do it quickly. I mean, obviously, if you're a professional athlete, you're doing this very, very quick, and your heart rate's getting up, and the muscles, you're going big ranges of motion. So that's why it's such a fabulous stretch and can really be changed up for any person.
Well, there you go. Very simple techniques that you can incorporate for you and your child to stay injury-free. We've put much more information about Camelback Sports Therapy on SonoranLiving.com. Thank you both. We appreciate that. Appreciate that.